Well, John, it's back on home soil this weekend. League leaders Walsall come to town. What kind of challenge are you expecting?
Yeah, they've had a remarkable season. Got themselves a healthy lead. It's been narrowed down, but they're still top of the league. Still in pole position that everyone want to change places with. And we know it's going to be a tough game. I know they've got players missing through international duty, but they've still got a good squad. And they'll be, I watched them last week against Bromley, and they were disappointed that they couldn't get all 3 points for that. But we know what threats they'll pose, and we know, well, they'll know about us anyway because we played them not so long back. And so I think we've just got to try and play to the best of our ability, keep up the standards that we've set ourselves as regards to effort, work rate, passion, and then we've really got to increase our quality on the ball and our attacking prowess.
Anybody come back into the squad this weekend, or is it as you were from Aki?
We've got one or two people trying to be fit. I don't know whether Asha might be fit. I think Ewan's more or less fit now. So, and then we've got one or two niggles, but shouldn't be any out the ordinary.
What's the vibe like in the camp? Obviously, one of the last couple here at Priestfield got a well-deserved point at Accrington last weekend. Have you sensed from when you first came in a kind of a shift in mentality, attitude, or even character?
I think there's been an uplift for sure in the feeling around the place, and obviously when you get to know them more, so you can get to know individuals on a better basis the longer you spend time with them, and that's been good. Obviously, Litz welcomed in a new child, a daughter, last week, so people were pleased about that. And I think we've got quite a few players who are expecting children, so that sort of gives the individual a lift as well. We've got to start winning games consistently to enhance the feel-good factor. And that's easier said than done. We're doing the first step right, which is giving everything we've got, leaving no stone unturned and working really hard. We've got to make that next step, which is quality, and quantity of chances and quantity of chances taken.
John, appreciate your time. Is it ever Ben or yours?
John, Ethan Coleman, is he fit for you?
Not yet, no. He has been doing some running. I think he's a couple of weeks away.
Okay. Because I'd imagine he would be the sort of player that you'd be keen to get.
Yeah, Ethan's a good footballer. And we've got good footballers who sadly are injured, Josh Andrews the same, It's frustrating for them because no one sets out to be injured. And people sometimes turn their nose up at injured players. Or says, you had the age-old story of Clough and Shankly ignoring injured players. I'd never do that. It's not their fault they're injured. Don't set out to be injured. And sometimes, they need lifting mentally, more than the ones who are playing.
Who else was I going to ask about? You mentioned Asher. So is he back now from Paris? Yeah,
we're not sure whether he's available for Saturday, but he's joined in training today, which was a boost for us. So, we'll monitor him and we'll liaise with Palace and see what the best plan of attack is for him.
If you are able to have him on the pitch, he brings that unpredictability, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's, when you're looking to score goals, that's something that you probably need more of. We've got comfortable in the way we're playing with quite a settled side, but we need to not be as predictable as what we are.
Obviously, you let one forward leave, Marcus Wiley. Is that case of you feel like he needs to get some minutes after injury?
Yeah, I think he needs games. He's made the step up, and once he's made the step up, you want to be playing. I had a good chat with him this morning, phoned him this morning. I watched his games that he's played, the minutes he's played. He was impressive on Saturday. Unlucky not to score a couple. And hopefully he'll get more and more minutes there.
Nice. If I might just ask about a couple of individuals that have not been in the squad of late. Jaden Clark is obviously still top scorer. and you are struggling to score goals, is he perhaps a victim as much as anything of the fact that you're preferring that wing-back shape at the moment?
Possibly he can be a victim of circumstance. You know, a few of the players who were on the fringes, just we don't feel as sharp enough yet. So, you know, in order to put them in and get them sharp, you're having to take somebody out who is sharp. So it's a bit of a chicken and egg situation with that. But, you know, that's down to training to get your sharpness, and then if you can impress and you can buy into what we're going to try and play, which is quite high tempo, high energy. I think, you know, everyone's got an opportunity to play.
Is Bradley Dack perhaps another one of those? Is he a victim of, you know, not having that pre-season and that long injury he had in terms of that sharpness?
Yeah, I think that's hampered Bradley. You know, he's obviously an unbelievable talent, but he's just lacking that sharpness to get involved in the games. And it's another chicken and the egg, you know. In order to get sharp, he'll feel as though he has to play, but we haven't got the time to play people through into sharpness. So that's, you know, that's an age-old problem in when players are out the side and when they've missed a big part of the season or pre-season. But, you know, the opportunity is for them to get sharp and train.
And you mentioned, obviously, the goals and trying to improve that tally. Is it a case of, obviously, you've had a team that has been fairly settled and fairly solid, and is it kind of trying to, you know, get the balance and the risk-reward almost? Yeah,
100%. And, you know, we had to get the first thing in place of players running themselves into the ground. We had to get that. And I think in order to earn the respect of the fans, we had to get that. That's not me earning the respect of the fans, that's the players earning the respect of the fans and building that relationship with the fans. That was clearly fractured. So we had to do that first and foremost. Now we need to go the extra mile and start getting them on the edge of the seat and making chances and taking chances.
Does it feel like there has been some positive momentum, obviously, with the 2 home wins and then the Accrington equaliser later?
Yeah, I think so. And I also think Jimmy Morgan is starting to settle into that position as well. He's given us more of a threat. And so we need to attack as a team. As we want to defend as a team, we need to attack as a team. And there's various, you know, we've got some really talented footballers in our club, and we've got to start using them.
How much have you enjoyed the last couple of Saturdays here at Priestfield?
Yeah, it's been brilliant. Last Saturday was fantastic. You know, for a few different reasons, but just seeing how much the crowd wanted it and how hard the lads worked for it. And the scenes at the end, you know, when they're singing the last waltz, you know, I get quite emotional with that song anyway, because my late grandma, who lived with me all my life, she died when she was 93, so she had a good innings. But she used to love Engelbert Humperdinck, so that always reminds me of her when I hear that.
Is it about trying to kind of harness that positive feeling around Priestfield and that, you know, will to win? And
yeah, and you know, the fans who go in the numbers as well to the away games as well, they were superb on Saturday. You know, for big periods, all you could hear was our fans. You couldn't hear the Accrington fans. And it's funny how perception works. So if we'd have led and Accrington have equalised, or if we'd have equalised probably on 50 minutes, you might have gone home feeling you know, you're not overly enthralled, but you've scored a, you know, 93rd minute equaliser, great goal, great bit of inventiveness, and the fans go home happy, and that's perception for you. And sometimes I'm guilty of that when I analyse the game and you know, I speak to the press straight after the game, and you're emotional at the time, and your head is sort of gets ruled by the result and by the outcome rather than the process. And then when you look at it back, you're never as good as what you thought you were, and you're never as bad as what you thought you were in equal measures. So, you know, we're all guilty, or not all guilty, but we're all capable of making errors in not judgments, but errors in perception. You know, at the end of the day, we've got a point. Our fans went home delighted, and some fans went home sick. And we still only got a point each, so.
And perhaps when you think back to the previous game against Walsall, your fans were leaving that one thinking we could have and maybe should have even won that.
Well, we should have won the game. You know, there's no getting away from that. Certain things that happened in the game didn't go for us, you know, and it's all grounds. I'm not going to go back over that. But I think that was when the players realised they had a duty to the fans. And the fans responded brilliantly because, you know, they took the pain of Barrow and then they've come back, saw it and raised it. And I can only take my hat off to the Thornton fan. Does
it help the players knowing that they have played Walsall pretty recently and you know, put in a good performance?
Yeah, but also we'll also help Walsall. They'll know what to expect from us. So it's going to be a fascinating game. And I hope the fans play a big part in getting us over the line.
And do you think it will make any difference, the fact that they've obviously got a few away on international duty?
Not really, no. You know, you go with what you've got. And I've been in a situation plenty of time where I've been ravaged with injuries and I've turned in one of the best performances of the season with players who haven't played for months. So, yeah, football full of surprises, throws up any unpredictable things. But I don't think them having players on international duty make any difference.
And you talked about obviously wanting to win more games. What would it mean to get a third kind of Saturday at Priestfield and victory?
Oh, it'd be lovely to get 3 on the spin. You know, we still want to get enough points that we know we're safe. And we want to climb the table. And, you know, we want to make this a horrible place to come to and an attractive place to come to if you want to sign for us.
Nice, thank you. Best of luck.
You're talking about that last waltz and stuff. Do you sort of comment it in your head? Are they pre-match?
It's mad how it goes. I think Jimmy might get Alexa to play it on a Saturday morning sometimes. Lying in bed, I'm sure that's the last waltz. But no, it's mad. You know, it's synonymous with Gillingham, obviously, and it's nice when you've got a song that is like that. And as I said, it gets quite emotional for me because I used to call her me Nin, but it's my grandma, and I think the fans enjoy singing it when we win, which is good, isn't it?
And it has been so much better here, hasn't it? From when your first few games at Priestfield were tough, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. You know, we started off really well against Doncaster, 20 minutes, and then, you know, Litz by his own admission commits a howler, and then, you know, you're up against it and you lose a game that you probably shouldn't have lost. And then it's like getting a pin stuck in a balloon. But, you know, we've bounced back from that, and that's only fair play to the players. You know, they've shown a wonderful appetite to play football here, and the passion that they're showing for the game every week and every day in training. It's pleasing for us, but we want the next step, which is wins, and consistent wins, and scoring goals.
Yeah. And you've said the Walsall having players missing might not make any difference. Were you surprised still that they chose to play the game? Would you have done?
I'm not too sure what the protocol is or what the rule is, so I don't know whether they did choose to play or that they've been forced to play. But that's immaterial to me. You know, I can't govern what happens. All I can do is put out a team. Whatever team they put out isn't my concern. It's what I put out, or what we put out, and then how they perform for our fans out there.
Playing the top of the table teams seems to bring out the best in this team as well.
Yeah, I think so. And as I said before, I don't think in terms of quality there's not much difference right the way through the league. Anyone can be very, very good on any given day, including Walsall, including ourselves. So you've got to be at your very best, I think, or you've got to be prepared to be at your very best every time you take the pitch. And we'll be looking to do that on Saturday.
And I know you're not mathematically safe, but you're relatively safe. But at this time of season, you'd probably be looking ahead to the next, maybe. Can you do that in your position? Can you look forward to next season?
Probably not, no. But we're only looking from week to week, game to game. And really, that's all I've built my career on that, just concentrating on the next game and making that the most important. So, the most important game of of the season should be the next game. The most important game of your life should be your next game. And if you have that mentality, you tend to eke out the most of you. You know, I look at the top strikers who play in the Premier League. So, you know, the ones who are chasing the golden boot, and they've got to be flying in every game, you know, to achieve that golden boot. So if it's arguably Liverpool playing Man City, you don't get any more goals because you've scored one against City. This doesn't count as 2 or 3. You know, it's the same as if you're beating the bottom team. And players have to have that mentality that you've full throttle every single time you play. There's no easy games, and don't perceive any games to be easy. Give it everything you've got till you're over the line and the season's done, and then you start recovering, recuperating, and then preparing for the next season. And you've got to keep that cycle going. Now, it's difficult when you get games coming thick and fast, but you've got to have that mentality of, we're going to go again, we're going to go again, we're going to go again. And the pleasing thing is, in football, is that you can always get rid of negative emotions or being hurt by a game, because you've got another chance to get back on the horse and rectify it. Whereas, you know, not every sport gives you the opportunity to do that so quickly.
And I suppose so, with these games coming so thick and fast, that's all right with you. You don't need to look too far ahead. Then you're happy with the situation.
Oh yeah, I love playing games. I love my teams playing games, and I love it when they're in the thick of it and they get on a run, and I'm desperate to get on a run. Yeah.
What was like that there, a free kick on Saturday? What was going through your mind?
Well, I said after the game, I was saying a prayer to my late parents and my wife's late parents. I was disappointed that I don't think the 2 free kicks we had before, I don't think the wall was anywhere near back enough. I was trying to make sure that they did get it back that time. But I've got to hold my hands up and praise the lads who did that. And it was a 3-way process. It was, you know, Litz had the foresight to think this can work. He got Max to do a block, and he got Max Clark. And you know, it's a great ball to him, but it still takes a lot of finishing from there. It was an unbelievable finish. And then as the ball is to the net, obviously it's elation, but we're disappointed with the goal we conceded, because I think the pressure that we exerted in the second half would have almost certainly led to a win if we hadn't conceded just on half time.
You weren't aiming practice at all?
No, we spoke about other things in free kicks, and what we have done, we've encouraged them to, if they spot something in a really dangerous attacking position, well then try and go through with it, you know, and sometimes that might be a quick pass. We've also added that, you know, if you're playing a short pass for the sake of playing a short pass because you want to look good that we stay on the ball and it's deep in your half, well then that's going to have negative connotations. And I think that was the case against Newport when we conceded the 3rd goal. So it's getting the balance right. You know, I do trust the players to make them decisions. And you know, Litz has got a very, very good footballing brain. Never ever hides, always wants the ball. And he had the foresight to come up with a plan that ultimately got us a point.
Did you enjoy the day here?
If I'm honest, no. I enjoyed the end. And you know, I would have been quite disrespectful about if we get beaten, I'm going and, you know, taking the applause off the Accrington fans and then going for a drink with a couple of them fans afterwards. It would have been disrespectful to our fans, so I was pleased that I could maybe say a few goodbyes and not offend our fans, which I think they would have been offended if we'd have got beaten. I'd have gone and took applause and then gone and had a drink with some of the fans who were my friends. So I was pleased that I had the opportunity to do that, and I wouldn't have took that opportunity if we hadn't been close.
Because like this actually from it, does it make it more difficult because you played so well at Walsall so recently?
Well, I think they won't be kidded by our league position, that's for sure. And as I said before, you know, we know about them, they know about us. But we're trying to concentrate on ourselves because we know there's no easy games in this league. We know everybody's capable and none more so than Walsall because of the position that they're in the league. So they've got it right far more times than they've got it wrong. And so we have to be at our... I think you have to be at your best every time you're going to win a game of football. We're getting the minimum now, and the minimum is it sounds daft, but maximum output and work rate and passion and desire. We're getting that now, which should be the minimum. We've got to improve now on our quality. We've got to get better on the ball. We've got to make better chances. We've got to take better chances. We've got to be more inventive with our set plays. And we've just got to increase the quality in football in terms. I don't want to be a long ball team who just bangs the ball up to Ollie Hawkins. And people say, "Oh, what are you playing Ollie Hawkins for?" And then, you know, a lot of the time I've said this and time again. Ollie's better with the ball at his feet. Yeah, so we want to get the ball to Ollie's feet. And so I want us to pass the ball more. I think we did pass the ball more in the second half against Accrington, which led to us dominating possession and territory, but maybe not making enough chances. That's when you've got to make the next step, which is be more inventive in the final third. As I said, the more Jimmy plays in that role, I think the more of a handful he'll become. Nev is showing a great appetite for the game. I think he's been quite unlucky in some of the chances that's not gone in for him. Joe is proving a handful. He's still learning the game, and we've got the experience of Ollie. So we have got, and then Jacob Wakeland came on and ran himself into the game. He was only on a few minutes, but you can see what he can bring. And then we've got the inventiveness of other players like Johnny as well. So, and that's not dismissing everybody else out the squad, but we have got the tools. We've just got to start using them a bit better.
So you're here last week on Saturday?
I'm hoping so, yeah. Thank you.